Hey guys, it's Carrie the Paper Monkey. As some of you know, if you've been following me, I am working on my Nurse Nancy books and I'm so excited. So I thought what I would do is I would go ahead and show you how I'm putting two of the spines together. Now, mind you, I am following on this part, I am following the same process that Possum Patty is doing. I will link her video, but she just gave such a great tutorial, and I appreciate her so much for that I wanted to share it with you guys. For any of you, first of all, who are thinking about doing a little golden book junk journal and you've never done it, or if you just want to like maybe change or see how other people are doing it. But yeah, I can't call myself a beginner anymore, but I am I'm not nearly as comfortable as some of you seasoned junk journalers may be. So I thought, you know what, there's got to be people out there still like me, not familiar, not sure the tips and tricks and stuff like that. I follow people. I go, I learn, I love YouTube for that very reason, because I'm visual and I can see it. So let's jump into this. What Possum Patty did, now again, I'm doing exactly what she did. I'm not saying that you have to do these measurements, because you don't, okay? Junk journaling is fantastic for that. You do not have to do it this way. But I am going to go ahead and do it Patty's way, because Patty's phenomenal, right? So what I did was I cut pieces of cardboard, and I'll tell you why I cut two in a second. But I cut them, this spine is 2 inches, okay, 2 inches in width. But the reason that I cut two is I'm going to put them together. As you can see, it makes it a little thicker, okay? Now, if you put it side by side of the book, it's a little thicker than the actual book pages. You don't want that. You want it to be as close to the same depth as the book cover. But what Patty did, what she does, is she leaves this part. A lot of people will cut right here in this valley. They'll cut this off. And consequently what happens is your book pages, you then either have to cut your book pages to fit inside the junk journal, or you have to fold them over. Both are fine. Either one is absolutely fine. But Patty said that if you will do it like this, then your book pages, you don't have to do anything to them, okay? But what you have to do in order for this little I call it a valley, right? It's going to, over time, it'll become compromised because it's a weak spot, right? So what she did was she cut a 1-inch piece of cardboard and she adhered it to this so it would make it stiffer. And so then this book will, when you open the book, it won't open and bend on this crease, okay? So Patty used Fabri-Tac. Now, one thing, I'm going to do a couple of things a little bit different, because everything I do is crooked. Everything I do is crooked. And because this is just straight up cardboard, no sheen to it, I'm going to put mine together, my two book spines together, using art glitter glue. It dries pretty quick, and I can and I'm pretty confident that it'll stay together, because this is not the only adhesion that's going to be applied to this, okay? I'll show you in just a second. Okay, so that is put together. Okay. All right. Okay, so we got that, right? Now, let me show you what I'm going to do next. I cheat a little bit, like I said. So you want there to be a little bit of a space. Now, I've seen different people do different things. I saw one lady, and it's been so long ago, I swear I can't remember who it was. She took, like, it wasn't a pencil, it was like just this little piece of, almost like cardboard, but it was a little thicker, but she made it as a template, right? And she put it between these two things so she knew that both sides were spaced exactly evenly. And they actually sell a tool on Amazon. I've seen it. I don't have it linked in my stuff, but I've seen it where it's a tool where you can like push it. It sits on top of here, but it lays in between here. So both of these are spaced perfectly evenly. I'm not, y'all already know I'm wound pretty tight and I'm not doing that. I'm just not. So what I am going to do though, is I'm going to eyeball it and I'm going to make sure that they're as straight as they can be, right? I think that's pretty good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some washi, okay? And then on one side, I'm going to washi one side down. I'm going to washi the other side down. Like that. Yeah. All good. All good in the neighborhood right here. And then that way, because it'll slip as you touch it and as you fool with it and as you put things down and try and tape and all, it's going to slip, right? So in order for that not to happen, I'm going to go ahead and just put, whoops, see how it slips? It slips and slides a little bit, and that's okay. I can adjust it right here, okay? But then I'm going to take and I'm going to put these down. And as you can see, like I said, we made this a little, whoops, made that a little thicker. I'll have to probably wind up taping that. Anyway, made that a little thicker. So when we put this down on this, yeah, now they are the same. They're the same depth here. You can just feel as you rub your hands along it, it's the same. So here we go. We'll apply this one on this side. And again, that's just to bolster that natural crease that's still in the book. That just bolsters that side. And it prevents it from bending as you open and close the book because you're creating a different bend spot, okay? You're creating a different opening. Okay. I feel like that's a little off here. And it is. Okay. A little bit off. Okay. So, then Patty did something different. She took a Tyvek envelope, okay? And she cut two different pieces. One for the inside and one for the outside, okay? I'm going to use duct tape. That's what this is. It's just from the Dollar Tree, and it was white, and I bought it for this very reason. I've done it before on little golden books, so that's how I do it. That's how I'm going to continue to do it, okay? Now, this, let me get some scissors. And if you have the Timmy Holtz scissors, don't use them on things with adhesive because it'll gum them up. Yeah, I love my Timmy Holtz scissors, so I don't use it for that. Okay, so I'm going to go over just a little bit on this side. Ooh, uh-oh. Okay, well, that landed. Never mind. That's okay. That's okay, and you'll see I'm going to come up with my, which it wouldn't have mattered. I could have left it on there, really and truly. I mean, it really is not that big of a deal. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to cut it here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is, probably messing up here. Let's see. Go ahead and do the same thing over here. Yeah. Uh-huh. There we go. Now, I'll go around this again, yeah. So that's not the only, you'll see, I'm going to pick it up now. Because it's stuck together. It's, it's not really going to slip and slide all that much. Shouldn't, anyway. I'm so glad that y'all are coming along for this. I'm thankful for that. Kind of helps me know that y'all are cheering me on out there, really. Okay, so now I'm going to make sure, and you can put Fabri-Tac down on that, I suppose. I've never done it. I never felt like I had to, but I'm sure that there are folks that do. And if you do it, if you're a journal maker and you do that, you add extra adhesive, put it in the comments below. Let us know. I mean, I know a lot of folks who read my comments and they're getting all the tips and tricks, right? Okay, so that's that. Now, I'm going to do the same thing on this side, just, you know, for that added, I want to leave it like that. So let's do this. It doesn't have to be straight. Carla Frizzell said, doesn't have to be straight because this is not going to show. Okay, guys? So don't stress out over that. If you're new to this, do not stress out over this stuff. This is going to be okay. There's always a way to fix it, too. Ask Angela. She'll tell you. She doesn't sweat any of that stuff, and you should see how beautiful her stuff is. Oh, my goodness. Beautiful. Angela, the Traveling Crafter's who I'm talking about, if y'all don't know. Yeah. She didn't sweat any of that. She's just like, oh, well, I'm sitting over here. I remember like the first 6 months I was doing this, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I'd want to throw the whole project away. Oh yeah, it was terrible. Terrible, terrible. Okay, see how that crinkled there? Don't worry about it. Not a big deal, okay? All right, now this, of course, is, see how there's some division there, but we're going to fix that too, okay? We will fix that. All right, and then you've got a little bit, but that's okay. A little bit of crinkle there, a little bit of crinkle there. That's okay. We're gonna be able to fix that. And that's pretty much it for this part. So again, I'll recap on the last video in this series, which was part 2. That video, I said that I was going to do 2 sewn journals, 2 sewn spines, okay? And then these 2, we're going to make ring bound, okay? And I am going to use the black rings for that. But for these, we're going to cover these with fabric, okay? And I have picked some fabric. I'll show you real quick again. This is going to be one of the fabrics. This is going to be the other fabric, okay? Just so you know. And I'm just I'm debating right now on what fabric I'm going to use. I'm sorry, not what fabric. On whether I'm going to put batting over this or not. I'm kind of debating. I don't know if I want the bulk, to be honest with you. Because sometimes it just, I mean, it's nice and it's a nice feel and all that, but I don't know. I think sometimes I just want to just do it straight on like that. But that's pretty much it. Now, I'm not sure how many signatures I'm going to have. There will be at least 2, if not 3. I am leaning towards 3 on the sewn spine. Now, for the ring bound, don't ask me how many pages. I have not even pulled pages yet. But that I was thinking about, I may ask y'all to come along for that. I may ask y'all to sit with me and let's chat and pull pages because, man, that's the part I love. And I get kind of distracted a little bit when I start looking at books and trying to pull pages and cutting page. Oh, I just love that part. I could spend hours doing that. Maybe that's not your thing, but I do. Because I get to get in my books sometimes that I forget what's in there. And I'm like, oh, I forgot about this image, or, oh my God, I forgot about this book. So yeah, that's my favorite part. But that's it for today's part 3. We'll do this as part 3. And I'm probably going to make, because Nurse Nancy's so special to me, I'm probably going to make this several parts in a series. I'm going to break it down in small little increments, and I'll make a playlist just specific to Nurse Nancy. Just in case anybody's interested in going, like to binge watch or whatever, I'll make it as easy as I possibly can. But that's what I have for you today. And the next part, we'll go ahead and do probably the ring bound, kind of figure out how we're going to do that, and because that's a little bit different process. But I figured I'd make it, I was thinking back to when I first started. And I remember, going down this rabbit hole of junk journaling and coming across a lot of videos that were, 40, 45 minutes long, and feeling overwhelmed. I remember feeling, now I loved it and I stuck with them because I was fascinated, right? I was just watching the whole thing. But I remember, like finishing a video and thinking, I already forgot what I just watched because it was so much information. So my goal was, when I started this series, I thought, you know what? Let me break it down in smaller increments for folks who may just be starting this or may be interested in getting into this. I just, sometimes simple and quick is okay, right? It would have been for me. So that's how we're going to do this series. If I hope people can appreciate that. But anyway, you know what I always say? I'm going to leave it at that because now I'm just rambling. But you know what I always say, guys? I hope that whatever it is you get to do today and in the next few days, at least part of it is as much fun as I am having creating the Nurse Nancy journals. Thanks, guys. We'll chat soon. Bye.